Hi, my name is Judy Kessinger. I'm the owner and creator of the Fit Nice system. And today I'd like to take you on a tour of my sewing room. I am very busy and I'm on the road all the time, so I need to get myself organized. And the way I organize myself are with some of the tips I'm going to show you, and hopefully you can gain some ideas for your sewing room. Every sewing room needs these things. You need pins, tape measure, scissors, marking pen, glue stick, I couldn't sew without it, pattern weights, and patternies, and a yardstick, and scotch tape. Now, if you want to organize your scissors, this is a great way to do it. This is a product I found at Bed Bath & Beyond. It has a funny name. It's called a caboose. But what it does is it keeps your scissors from rubbing against other scissors, keeps your blades sharp, because you're literally putting them inside the caboose to organize them. This is really designed for knives, but I love it for my scissors. I know where they all are. Every room needs drawers. The more drawers you can put in your sewing room, the better off you are. These are see-through. They're just plastic drawers. They're see-through, so I can see exactly what's in them without even opening them up, but it really makes you organize this way. They're little, so they can hold your little items. We all have to have a cutting mat. You need a cutting mat. And the one thing that I love about this cutting mat is that it has grids on it. So if you're in the market to buy a cutting mat, make sure that it has the grids, because this will keep your sewing straight. I also like my table at waist height, so I don't have to bend over to cut. That makes you tired. So it's a lot easier when you have this at waist height. This, I bet all of you have one of these in your garage. If you don't, go to yard sales or flea markets or whatever and buy one. They're the spice racks. We used to have them a long time ago. And the spice racks have jars in them, and they're see-through jars. They're glass jars. So you can keep your trims and your beads and your buttons and all that stuff right at hand. It's as important to know what you don't have as it is to know what you do have. So I can see right away I don't have green or I don't have purple. So it's a wonderful tool to keep your beads organized. If you do not own a full-length mirror, go buy one. You need to mount it someplace in your room. You don't need to be moving it back and forth. Put it on a door. You can put it on the back of a door, but you need a full-length mirror. If you've bought my DVDs on the tops of the pants, I tell you how to measure yourself. And you need that mirror to see that. So when you put the tape measure around yourself, you can see what that number is, whether you like it or not. You can see what that number is. So invest in a full-length mirror. Please notice that I put all my pins in buckets. I got this whole system at IKEA, but it's off of the table. So guess what? That gives me more free space to lay my fabric out. So anything you can get up off of your table gives you more free space. Now, this is my stash. This is my sewing closet, and I keep my stash in there. I'm sorry to tell you that's all my stash. But one of the things that I do is I roll my fabric, and I put it on shelves in different weights. So one shelf is full of woven fabric, and one is full of knits. When you roll it, you can pull it out easier. Again, I can go right to this closet edge and see exactly what color I'm missing if I want to sew on something different. You fold your fabric, and when you fold your fabric and stack it up, if you pull out the middle one, the whole stack falls. This way, when it's rolled, it's easy to pull it out and put it back in. The more drawers you have in your sewing room, the better. I also have a cabinet. I got this at a yard sale. Mount it on the wall, and you can fill it full of anything you want. You can keep your Fit Nice system in there. That's what I have in my cabinet. I utilize the back of the cabinet door as well, and have a pegboard on it to remind me of things I want to do. So easy way to store. The next thing I want to show you are my colorful baskets. Now, this just brings color to your sewing room. You know, color makes you happy. So I've got colored baskets, and all my things are stored in my baskets. So it's just a really great way to store and get color in your room. If you have the opportunity, I suggest you put a drawer under each of your sewing machines if you have more than one, because that drawer can hold the bobbins for that machine, it can hold the tools for that machine, it can also hold all of the owner's manual, because a lot of times you need to go back and refer to that.
Go.
This is the office part of my sewing room. My computer and my printer are my lifeline. If you belong to the Fit Club, this is where the newsletters come every other month. So this is where they're created. I love putting threads this way. They're on the little spindles. You can buy these in any fabric store. I've just stacked a couple of them up and screwed them to the wall. Again, I can see what color I have. More importantly, what color I don't have. Then I have my searcher thread on this side. So I'm keeping organized with all of my threads. Here's my very best friend. This is my dress form. It came from Fashion Supplies in downtown Los Angeles, and I love this dress form. What I use this dress form for is to drape fabric. This is the way I create some of my garments, so I can play with the fabric and pin it to it. Notice this dress form comes with an arm, so you can buy one arm or two arms if you want to. This dress form is a size 12, and I'm not, but I like to drape the fabric on her and put the clothes on her so that I can take really good pictures for that Fit Club again. One other thing that I'd like to talk to you about are surge protectors. Now, let me roll her out of the way a little bit. Surge protectors are wonderful, and you all have them. You probably have your machine plugged into one. Buy 2 or 3 and plug them around your sewing room. Don't put them on the floor because you can't get to them on the floor. Just keep them out on your counter or your desk or whatever so that it's easy to get to the plug. And speaking of desks, let me show you this one. It's on wheels. And I love that it's on wheels because what I do is I can roll this out. So if I have a student come to sew with me, she can literally put her machine onto the desk. But when I don't need it, I can roll it back out of my way. So anything that you can get on wheels is a good thing. Last but not least, every sewing room needs an ironing board. This is my ironing board. Be sure to watch the video on how to use this ironing board as a sewing tool in your sewing room. But again, can you see how high the ironing board is so I don't have to lean over? So you need a really good ironing board. I hope you've gotten some ideas today on ways that you can organize your sewing room. Be sure to check out all my other videos. Visit my website, fitnicesystem.com, and follow me on Facebook. Thank you.